All right, guys, live Q&A time, so use hashtag Cowboys. Makes it a lot easier for producer Alicia to find them and bring them up on screen. Again, that is hashtag Cowboys. That's how we bring them up here. Jeremy with a super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. Do you think Zeke would be just as good on any other team? I mean, you could definitely put Zeke in a scenario where he's not as good. Like if you put him on the Dolphins, he's not going to have as good of a season. However, I believe that Zeke is one of the premier talents in the NFL. Saquon Barkley's offensive line was bad last year. He was still pretty damn good. So it's not like the Cowboys have made Zeke by themselves, or he's not a great player. Zeke is a great player on his own. All right, from Mark, aloha T. Other than Lawrence, who else realistically can give us that oh shit factor? I translated for you, Mark. That scares OCs. 39 sacks prevent us from truly being an elite D. If you mean from purely a pass rush perspective, because of course the linebackers scare you, but I think you're talking about pass rush here. That's a fair point. You saw flashes from Gregory, but he doesn't count right now. He's suspended. Robert Quinn suspended. Tyrone Crawford can get you 5. There really isn't that other, like if you go look at Denver, they've got Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. The Eagles have Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham. It's a good point, Mark. The Cowboys really don't have that other elite pass rusher. Maybe Tristan can develop into that. But as of right now, you're right. It doesn't really exist on the team. All right, Piggy. If we sign Matt Bryant, and since he didn't do kickoffs the past few years, will Chris Jones handle kickoffs? I will make note. I think if the Cowboys say we're out on Brett Maher, I think they have to get either a kicker who can do kickoffs, because that does matter, or you hand the job to Casey Redfern as your punter, because Redfern can do kickoffs, and he's done them in the preseason. That's why I think there is at least a possibility that Jones gets cut, the Cowboys save some money, and Redfern gets the job there as the new punter. Delunatic, what players are we looking at if they get cut by other teams? All of them, in reality here. That's kind of where they sit. It's not like they're targeting, we're going to watch out this guy in particular. They're doing their scouting right now. Pay close attention to the Niners and Broncos in particular in terms of what players get cut. But in terms of positions, you could go tight end. I doubt it's a backup quarterback, but maybe there they could look for a back if they don't think that Zeke's going to show up. I don't think that's the case right now. You could look for another defensive lineman if you want to go extra deep there. It depends on who gets cut, but I don't have a particular player in mind here for you. All right, from King, do you have faith in the backup quarterbacks? Well, I feel better about Cooper Rush, but if that goes down, this team is going to win maybe five or 6 games for the entire season. I don't think Mike White makes this roster, nor should he. Maybe he could be a practice squad guy, but why bother? Darren Christian is an athlete playing quarterback. I don't trust, in the end, the Cooper Rush to lead the Cowboys to 10 wins. There's just no way. There's just no way. All right, Zeno, without Zeke, or ZEKE in this case, do the Cowboys have any chance at making the playoffs? There is a chance, but I have no doubts that if Zeke misses the entire 16-game season, it takes a step down. Like the odds definitely decline a little bit on that front. So there is a chance, but that chance is certainly not as high for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, guys, last call for this. Last call because the season's coming up. If you want in the Cowboys Report Fantasy League, DM me on Twitter. We already filled one league. We're filling the second one right now, and a lot of people have not yet sent me their responses back. So we're probably going to fill like 3 or 4. I'll be in all of them with you. But DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDown, and we'll get that link in the chat there for you. If you guys want in the Cowboys fans only Cowboys Report Fantasy League, that's DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDown. Shout out to producer Dylan there. Just put that link in the comments. But again, last call for this because I got to get these leagues going. If you have already sent me your information, check your DMs. Invites have been sent. Jason Crawford, can we really trust Kellen Moore to give us a better offense? I'm not putting all of my eggs in the Kellen Moore basket necessarily, but I do feel better about this we'll just use this term again, Dak-friendly offense this year than I did last year. We've heard that phrase before, but I have some faith in Kellen Moore. It's just not quite blind faith yet. All right, Manuel, what's the latest on the contract talks with Zeke and the Cowboys? Well, basically, the Cowboys offered a deal that per year was closer to Todd Gurley, but they didn't do it for the guaranteed money, which at that point, why bother? It kind of defeats the purpose of that pretty massive $18 million difference between Todd Gurley and Lev Bell. Zeke wants to get paid. He wants to be the highest paid back in the NFL. The Cowboys continuously have not offered that. It shouldn't be a surprise then that Zeke continues to say no to those extensions. All right, Michael, Lavis Count. We have a top 10 wide receiver core. I will not include tight ends, which does help there. No, I don't think so. I think you're kind of more around league average because there is still some unprovenness to Michael Gallup. If he has a big-time breakout year, we can have that discussion. But as of right now, don't think it's quite there yet. All right, Brock Baker. Who we see playing week 1 who's been on PUP all preseason? You're not going to see Noah Brown. I feel pretty confident about that one. I think you'll see DeMarcus Lawrence. I think you'll see Tyrone Crawford. It is a toss-up for me about Byron Jones. I'm not as confident as I once was. So that one kind of the big question mark there. I'll put Byron as a true 50-50 call. Maybe they just give him week 1 off because the Giants are bad on offense anyway. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section now. Will you watch week 4 of the NFL preseason? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Will you watch week 4 Cowboys game? Will you do it? Let me know. If you're going to pick a preseason game, this is the one to do it. 2K Life says no. Joshua says hell no. Jeremy, Michael all saying no. Some yeses in there for sure. But I'm not surprised we see more no's than normal. Everyone's going to watch week 1 of the regular season, but preseason, lame. All right, that boy you hate. Oh, so it's Dylan. Got it. All right. How much is a priority is Byron Jones' contract? It's like he always is put on the back burner when it comes to contract talks. It's definitely a pretty full tier behind the Dak, Amari, and Zeke contracts there. It's in that next tier of, hey, if you take way less money, let's get it done. But I think for both the Cowboys and Byron Jones, it makes sense for both sides to wait. Byron could up his play and get a potentially record-setting contract for a cornerback who plays like he did for the first 3 quarters of last year for an entire season, and he has the hip injury. You don't want to pay injured guys. So I think it makes sense for both sides to wait right now. All right, from Porter, how comfortable are we with Cam Fleming? About as comfortable as you can be with any backup left tackle. There's just such a dearth of options out there. Like, Fleming is not a guy you want starting, but show me a backup tackle who is. Like, the Dolphins are about to start Jesse Davis at right tackle. Like, there just isn't enough talent there. So, in the grand scheme of things among swing tackles, Fleming's pretty good. Across, like, starting caliber left tackles, it's not really what you want, but what else are you going to do, you know? All right, Patty Dixon. Do you think the drama with Zeke is going to distract week 1? If he's not here, yeah, it's going to be an issue. Frankly, it's kind of already been a constant selling point. I think the Cowboys team, the locker room has handled it pretty well, but no, I don't. I think if he's not there week 1, it will be a distraction. All right, /Rocker7. Do the Cowboys make a play for Jadeveon Clowney? I don't see it happening. I don't. Things might have changed if Connor McGovern was healthy, but if you're the Cowboys, you're really getting Clowney for a year. Do you want to give up a second-round pick for a year, Clowney? I don't think that's how the Cowboys operate. He's expensive for just this 1 year. I don't think it makes enough sense for Dallas relative to the cost, both in terms of salary and in terms of the draft capital or player capital you have to go up to get him. Golden Ninja. Hey, Tom, do you think Jarwin will have more playing time than Witten? And what are your projected numbers for Jarwin and Witten this upcoming season? If Witten is fully healthy, I still think he plays the most reps. I think he plays even just 30 to 35 to 40. That it's probably going to be a little bit more than what Blake Jarwin plays. My hope here is that, look, you can leave Witten in on third downs. The biggest issue for Jarwin, he's still not a great blocker. Frankly, Witten isn't either. I legitimately think Dalton Schultz might be the best option out there among blocking tight ends. But I think you see Witten play at least the plurality of the snaps at tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. TKG wants to know if I have Instagram. I do. It is at the same handle as my Twitter. It's at WhatGoingDowney. They're all connected there. I planned that out. I was very shook about the Andrew Luck retirement. Just a very brief tangent here. I was at the casino, lost all my money, and then got the alert, and I was literally just like shook. Couldn't believe it happened. It's absolutely insane. All right, Manster54. What are the chances Terrence sneaks his way on the team? It's like they might have a plan for him, trying to have some positions, kind of like that kid in New Orleans. Jameel Showers came before Taysom Hill. Don't forget about that. Taysom Hill was not first. Not the 53-man roster. There's no way. Practice squad, though, that one I could see happening. I don't think you're going to see Christian make the active roster. He's not playing with the starters. He's been a backup at like every spot he's played. All right, guys, make sure you are subscribed. We got a little bit more in terms of the preseason updates. That's almost over. But once the regular season comes, we'll have watch parties for you. News, rumors, highlights, grades, these live Q&As as well. Make sure you subscribe. The link there is below, so make sure you are subscribed. All right, from great name here, Kiefer Thunderheart Williams. Would Carli Lloyd be our kicker? I was waiting for one of these. Bring her in for a tryout. Why not, right? What's the harm? There literally is there's no downside to trying her out. See how she looks. The timing is not great. This has to be done in the preseason. Now, Carli Lloyd has said she doesn't want to do it right now, but just maybe next year we can revisit that because she's still a pretty darn good overall soccer player. So bring her in for a tryout. We'll see how it goes from there. All right, Michael, last one here. Is the defense going to be the best by the end of the season? Number one overall? I don't think so. Top 5? Now that one is very, very possible. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.